Hello. Hi, everyone. So I'm driving to work this morning and thought, well, I got some time to make a video, and I've been wanting to do this video for a while. So I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey. And so to start with, I have to start back a while. So when I was 26, I started having what I thought was hip pain. And after years and years of going to all sorts of specialists that nobody could figure out what in the world was wrong, finally, well, it eventually the pain doubled, because at that time it, came and went, and then it doubled. And then I met my husband when I was 40, just turned 40, and it doubled again. So I was not sleeping. I was losing my mind from not sleeping. And so finally a doctor figured out, well, it's not your hip, it's your groin. So at that point I started doing, I went on pain pills, and that was really very, very difficult for me to make that decision. I didn't want to do it. I cried and cried and cried. And I also at the same time started having steroid shots in my groin. So every 3 months. Also, back in my 20s, I lost a lot of hair. I started wearing a wig because I didn't want to look people in the eye anymore, and I'm not that kind of person. So I value the fact of you can look somebody in the eye when you speak to them. So I started wearing wigs, and it just wasn't a good thing. So some things happened and whatnot, and I was single, what can I say? So I went to Hair Club for Men, and I did that for several years, but it's very expensive. And so I stopped doing that and went back to wigs after several years, and then just dealt with having the really, really thin hair up here, mostly up here. So anyway, so I was dealing with those two things. I was dealing with pain, and I was dealing with thin hair. So then I meet my husband, and we get married, and I'm on the pain pills now and the steroid shots, and then I have a hysterectomy, and I just had nothing to give at the end of the day. Like nothing. I was exhausted all the time and in pain. And then pain wasn't just in my groin anymore. I had pain in my shoulder. So now I'm not only getting a shot in my groin every 3 months, but I'm getting one in my shoulder too. And still taking the pain pills. And it was, so I did that for about 5 years. So I was 40 when I started, 46. So about 6 years I was taking the pain pills and getting the shots. So I was, gaining weight, and it was just, I was in a bad place. So, and I was unhappy with myself. So I started Beachbody. My sister Jill asked me to please join her challenge group, and I told her no 3 times, I think. And so I finally started with 21 Day Fix, and I got it from someone at work, and I joined her challenge group, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it my all for 4 months. I know how my body works. It usually takes about 4 months for it to really start doing something. So I'm going to give it my all for 4 months. And probably in the first month and a half, I started seeing a difference in inches. Barely anything on the scale. And so for me that was frustrating, because I was focused on being smaller, being thinner. And now I know that thinner is just thinner, and it's not healthier. So I really try to focus on size now. So inches, mostly. I still weigh myself. So I started doing that, and probably in month 4, I realized that I really wasn't in pain anymore in my groin. And if I was, it was like manageable. And my shoulder, the pain went away in my shoulder. Also during this time, probably about 3 weeks into it, I finally started doing Shakeology, which I had kind of dug my heels in about it, but my husband decided he wanted to do it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do it too then. So so we started doing Shakeology. So like again in month 4, pain completely gone in my shoulder, and it was severely reduced in my groin. So I decided that I didn't need pain pills anymore. I knew my body did. My body wanted them, but I didn't need them for the pain anymore. So I stopped taking the pain pills. I weaned myself off. I think that was last October, and it is now the end of March. So, I mean, that's like huge. Also, they called me for my 3-month shot to make an appointment, and I said, I don't need it. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try and push that out 6 months, because I'm not sure if I'm going to still need it, and just less often. So, but right now I don't even have an appointment, and this month would have been month 3. And usually by month 2, I know I want to go in and get my shot. So, had I known that this program was going to do this for me, for my pain, we're not even talking about my weight, my size, my pain was so bad. And, oh, forgot to tell you this, I had chronic diarrhea. Sorry about that disclosure. I should have made a disclosure there. TMI, right? It ruled my life for going places. So my husband and I, we would take a trip, and I couldn't eat or drink anything before we left, because I didn't know, where was I going to go to the bathroom? I mean, where's the next place? I mean, pretty much I know all of the bathrooms on I-5 from Longview to Eugene. That's no lie, like seriously. So now my digestive system is under control, and my pain is under control. I'm off of pain pills, which I think a lot of people have a hard time with, and I've seen people have a difficult time with this, so I'm very fortunate in this. I'm not against somebody taking them by any means. I didn't want to do it for me, and so it was a battle for me. So anyways, I would have done this program just if I would have known it was going to get rid of the pain, which it's probably the eating portion that mostly did that. My hair started growing back. My cousin, who is my hairdresser, has done my hair forever, since in my 20s. And she was like so ecstatic one day when I walked in, and she's like, oh my God, I can do something cute with your hair and not be stressed out about how I'm going to style it to cover all the thinness. I can't even believe it. My nails started growing. Another TMI, I had a wart on this thumb next to the nail when I was pregnant with my son. My son is now 27. This last fall, I woke up one day and noticed it was gone. How does that happen? I don't know, but it did. It happened. It happened while I'm doing this program. It's got to be all the nutrients that are in the Shakeology. That is the only thing I can come up with, is that the Shakeology must have all these nutrients that I was stinking missing in my daily life, and just started doing all this stuff for me. Made my hair grow, made my nails grow, got rid of these warts. I had 2 actually. I had one on this finger, one on this finger, both gone. They're gone. It's weird. Usually when I tell this story, I cry because the pain was so unbelievable for me. The having nothing to give at the end of the day was very bothersome for me. Here I am I'm in my first marriage, only marriage, and I have an idea of what it's supposed to be like, and it's not. And part of the problem is me. Not being able to give anything at the end of the day. And I'm not just talking about being intimate. I'm talking about being active with my husband. We love to be active together. We love, to ride bikes together. We love to hike together. We just love to do things together, to be out and about. And I just didn't want to. So, anyways, that is my story. And, in 4 months, by the way, I told you I was going to give it 4 months. In 4 months, I had lost about almost 25 pounds and around 25 to 27 inches. So, that was awesome. In December, I decided I was going to go off and just enjoy the month. Well, I'll never do that again. So I pretty much went off the eating program, gained a shitload of the weight back because I didn't just have what I wanted here and there. I went back to my complete old ways of eating for the whole month. I hurt myself doing a workout, and I just couldn't get back on track, even though I went back to better eating in January. I was still hurt and kept re-injuring myself. So in February, my son came home from Guam with my granddaughter, and I took 2 weeks off of work, and I still did my workouts and my Shakeology, but my eating sucked again. And so in March, this month, I started, and I am dialed in. And so I know what this program has done for me. I know what this program can do. I know what this program can do for you. I also know that you kind of, you get what you give. So if you're not getting reasonable results in a reasonable time, you need to be looking at what you're doing. And don't let your mind play tricks on you. I know mine's huge on playing tricks on me. So, I haven't ate that bad. Well, I've done most of my workouts. Write that stuff down. If you think that you are doing everything right and you're not getting results, write it down. Because I bet that there's somewhere where you have a lot of room for improvement. So, I'm signing out, and I hope y'all have a good day. All right, bye.